Ik ben Stanley van DutchScene en vandaag escape de Fate-frontman Mabbitt in Amsterdam voor een aantal interviews en een exclusieve listening party van dit nieuwe album. How was your flight to start off with?
Well, I have a pretty big fear of flying, and I've never done that many connecting flights without my band, so it's a little weird, but it went well.
Yeah, we saw on Twitter that you really hate flying.
Yeah, so. I started in my hometown of Phoenix, hung out at the airport there for about 3 hours, hour flight to Los Angeles, hung out in LA for maybe 45 minutes, then 10.5-hour flight to London, hung out in London for 2 hours, then flew here to Amsterdam immediately, and just started doing interviews as soon as I got to the hotel. So last night I was like, yeah, I'm in Amsterdam, I'm gonna go out tonight for sure. Nope. It hit me like a ton of bricks and I just had to go to sleep. I was way too jet lagged.
Yeah, well, we wanted to ask you if you've been out for some sightseeing, but
yeah, not yet, not this time. I mean, I have beforehand, but like the times I've been here before, but not yet here.
So, yeah, let's talk about the new album, I'm Grateful. What's the new album about?
It's not about anything specifically. The title track itself, the video kind of, shows this vicious cycle of violence and bullying and how, if you get down on somebody, they could get back down on you. But it makes people react different ways, and it's just a cycle that needs to stop because it gets so hard for people sometimes that they take their own life. And we share with you a few people that have taken their life because they just can't handle the negativity anymore. But our albums always touch on a ton of different subjects, from something like violence to something like just partying and hanging out to, the second track on the record is we're going to be doing this band until we die, and we're still fighting for it and we don't want to stop. The third track's about promiscuous women that don't want somebody because they like the person, they just want them for their status or what power they have. So it's a lot of different things, man. So I think people are going to get a lot of different emotions out of the album because that's what I did. I got out a lot.
So it's just like a lifeline on a record.
Yep.
Yeah. And about the Ungrateful video clip, I watched it and I saw a few names and pictures after the video. Do you know them personally?
No, I don't know them personally at all, and none of those really acted to the band like, okay, we're gonna do this video because this person did that. It's more to show people the process. Like, I wrote the concept of the video, and it has a lot to do with my own personal life. I was picked on a lot in school when I was younger. I got the shit kicked out of me and got jumped by a bunch of people, and had those same people. Once I was jumped by 2 kids, and the next day in school I got in trouble for it because I fought back, and those kids had injuries and their parents wanted to sue my parents for hospital bills. And it's like, come on. And then I'd go home and my dad would kick my ass. And so it's just showing that because something was happening to me, I would take it out on my little brother.
Yeah.
And it's just, I still deal with it on a daily basis, because now the internet's huge. You got cyberbullying. There's people that say shit on our video right now that's like, hey, let's just all be nice to each other. There's people leaving comments on that video, oh, that girl's picture, she's a slut anyway. It's like, oh, you mean the girl's picture of the person that killed themselves? Who cares, she's a slut? You're a piece of shit. Like, come on, man. Like, I know it's the internet, it's easy to say something, but it's a sad world we live in, man. So we're just trying to show that, we want our fans to know, and just people in general know, like, you're not alone. People go through it. It will get better. And nobody's a saint. I'm not a saint. Nobody is. But just to try to, let's just at least try to be a little more civil, be a little more human and less animal,
Yeah, let's be happy that you speak up about it, because a lot of people don't dare to speak out that they were bullied or everyone picked on them.
Yeah, a lot of people don't want to speak out about anything, but I'm pretty open about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and probably the ones that bullied you and picked you, they work at Burger King right now, and you are touring all over the world. So that's
that again is the thing, is that happens to some people too. Like maybe like this super hot girl you liked when you were in school that just never gave you the time of day. she's like pregnant with 3 kids and 3 different husbands and was working the gas station. And if you walked in there and you're like, haha,
Yeah.
you suck. You're like, don't lower yourself down to that level. It's got to stop somewhere. We're all here together on this earth. Like, let's try to just make it through it.
Yeah, that's
as happy
true.
as we can,
So what was your biggest inspiration for Ungrateful?
The track itself.
For the album, sorry.
For the album, I think just the inspiration behind the album and the reason why this album's different is like the band almost got taken away from everyone. It almost like fell apart. It was just, we went through so much shit. Our record label thought rock was dead, so they dropped us. We got new business management, new everything. Our bass player is now gone. Our guitar player had just got back. Now we're in the studio. We got half the album back. Didn't like half the album. Then we went in the studio to do the next half just on our own. So it was the longest process of an album I've ever done in my life, and I never want it to take that long again. But it was really nice to like sit back and be like, it could all end tomorrow. So we just got to be grateful for what we have, be grateful that we have a shot to still do it again, be grateful that we still have fans that want to listen after a band's been gone for 2 years not doing crap. And that's why Monty was like, we should call this album Ungrateful, because we should never try to get that ungrateful ever again. We got to just remain grateful for everything we have at all times. So that was the main inspiration behind it.
Yeah, we read on other interview with Robert that he said about the label switch and the progress behind that. Is this the reason that you're working with John Feldman again as producer, because he was the producer of This War's Ours and the Interscope record? It's not my favorite personally, but from what I heard from the new album, it's really Escape the Fate as we know it.
Yeah, and that's what we thought a lot too, is because, I mean, I still like our self-titled album because I don't want to release anything that I think is dumb, at least to me personally, but I did listen to This War Is Ours, and there's just something about it that you listen to, and I'd be like, damn man, there's a lot of good memories, and it's a really good song, and there's just so much crap that was going on when we made that self-titled album, and you can't, there's some good things here and there, but it's almost like it's missing some sort of substance, that's not there. And that's one of the main reasons why we were like, all right, let's go back with Feldy, because the first time we went in, we weren't really prepared. This time around, we have like 30 different demos. So now we're going in with the same guy with a crap ton of songs. Let's do this, he's gonna know what's up. And it went well, and it wasn't until we started getting mixes back from songs, and I don't know if it was our performance, I don't know if it was just the song itself, but some things just weren't connecting with us. So that's why we decided to just go into a studio, hire an engineer, hire a mixer, and do some songs on our own. So that's the first time that our band has ever done anything like that, where there's songs that we produced on our own, pretty much. But I still think it sounds good, and it really makes me happy to know in the future that we can do that more often,
Yeah, that's great. What's your favorite song on the new album, and can you tell us why?
Yeah, I like all the songs for different reasons, but the one I always keep like listening to again after I listened to it the first time is the second track on the record, called Until We Die. And it's my favorite one to play live. We just played it live on these few shows we just did back in the States and Texas. And I don't know what it is about the song, I just like the feel. I think it's got a good combination between melody and heavy parts, and I really like the solo that Monty does has a lot of emotion behind it, and I like the chorus. I don't know, I just like everything about that song. Like, I wish we had another song on the album that had all the elements that this one did.
It's pretty rock and roll.
Yeah, I liked it, man.
Do you think Escape the Fate is better with you as a singer?
I don't know. I never think anybody's better than anyone else unless you're in a competitive sport.
Yeah.
Like a sport, I mean, you seriously can physically see the difference. I feel like music, though, is just so full of opinions. There's bands out there that people love that nobody knows about. but there's somebody out there that really loves that band or that artist's paintings. And then when I talk about artists, I mean just artists in general, not necessarily musicians, artists, architects, anything that if you're creating something, some people are going to like it, some people aren't going to like it. So I feel like there's a lot of people that might like Escape the Fate better with me singing in it. There's a lot of people that might not like Escape the Fate. And there's a lot of people that hate my band, period, and don't like us, whatever. They're like, screw that, I don't care who's in it. I don't like that band at all. Yeah. And I mean, that's what's crazy is Van Gogh, and that's how you say it, not go, it's Goff. Nobody bought his paintings. Everybody thought he sucked. And then when he died, now he's known as one of the greatest painters of all time.
Yeah, that's true.
Crazy. So I mean, it's things like that, it's all based on opinion. So I like to have an open mind about it, and to me it's like now you have numerous bands out of that situation, and there's different kinds of music you can listen to, and you might like some of it, you might not like some of it, but it's no big deal.
And you're in two bands, Escape the Fate and your side project, the Dead Rabbits. When you write a song, how do you know or decide for which band you want to use it?
Well, I definitely make sure, because the writing process with Escape the Fate is Monty will have a bunch of demos. He'll be like, hey, I want to show you this song now. So he takes care of all the music, and then I do the vocals and the melody. And then when we go in to write an album, if there's certain songs we're like, hey, you want to work with somebody on this song? I love doing that because I feel like it opens me up as an artist, helps me out. You know, oh, you're hearing this type of melody to the music, but I'm hearing this type of melody. But what if we combined both of the ideas? I love doing that, working with other people. And the Dead Rabbits thing is just mainly, you know, it's just completely different. It's like my thing, you know, I got the guys I'm playing with are very creative and very talented. The album I have out with that band right now, Caleb, was great at writing some songs. You know, I would just give him, this is the type of song I want to hear. You know, it's got to be, I want it heavy but kind of dark. You know, like think Slipknot meets Tim Burton. Like, let's say if Slipknot did Nightmare Before Christmas or something. I want it to sound something like that. I would make this song sound this way. And Caleb was great at doing that. And then I listen to that, I get a certain vibe from it, and then I start writing from there.
What's your opinion about leaking music? Because nowadays it just seems like when an album should come out in April, it's online in March.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's hard to have an opinion on things like that anymore because it just leaks all the time. Like, your opinion means nothing at this point. So I could say, man, I hate that my music's getting leaked early. But it's just inevitable. Like, it's gonna happen. So I mean, it obviously sucks because you have a release date and you want people to be excited about it. And, you know, when it gets leaked, it's obviously people listening to it early, and not only that, but they have the song now for absolutely free. And this is what you do for a living. You know, it's like if you owned a business and people were coming into your business and just taking items out of the store. It's like, fuck you, I'm not paying for this. Yeah. And they just walked out. It's like, well, I guess there's my opinion on that. They just took it, and what am I going to do about it? Like, yeah. You know, so, I mean, I just feel like if you're a fan of music in general, like if you really care about the artist that you listen to, I know those people, like, even if it gets leaked, they'll listen to it. But the day it comes out, they'll go out and buy it. And they'll come and they'll buy a ticket to your show. And they'll come and see you, and they'll have a good time. And it's like a big family, and everybody's having fun, and that's all that matters in the end. So, leaked or not, downloaded for free or not, as long as, you know, you're actually supporting the artist in some way, shape, or form, that's all that matters.
That's true. I agree. About touring, could you tell us what an average day in the life of Greg Mabbitt looks like on tour? How do you start your day?
Well, to be completely honest, I started doing this kind of thing, stretching in my bunk, like, oh man, I feel like crap from last night. Like, oh, why am I still in my clothes? I'll get up, I'll change, I'll try to find a shower, brush my teeth, then I go on a hunt for some food, and I have a few drinks to kind of take the edge off, and then I'll play a lot of video games until it's showtime. Then I'll go out, hang out with some fans, meet some people, just like walk around, maybe watch some of the other bands if I play like later on in the night. Then I play my show, and then it's time to go out and get hammered, wasted. Take the bands out, whatever fans are at the show that are old enough, like, come on, let's all go out, because it gets difficult to do that every single night, because for me it's every night. But I remember being super excited about shows, and it's like people are coming to our show and they want to have a good time. Like they might have work the next day, they might have school the next day. They don't get to hang out and party at a show the next day like I do. So let's all go out and have a good time, like make it a memorable night. And that's what I like to do. I just like to go hang out and be sociable, meet people, mingle.
There's just one big Escape the Fate family.
Yeah, that's what I like. You can see me anywhere, and I'm always after the show. You'll see me mobbing around with a big crew of people somewhere. It's like, yeah, we can come with you? Yeah, I remember I was in Japan. There was like 20 Japan fans walking around me. I was like, where's there to go around here? And there's a karaoke bar. I went to a karaoke bar with like 20 people from the show. We just sang karaoke all night.
And which was your favorite track to sing?
Well, they made me sing, like, let's sing Escape the Fate. I was like, all right. Like, I was like, you just saw me sing this, though. I don't want to sing karaoke to it. But I think I sang the, in that Japan karaoke, it's pretty cliche, but I sang the Pokemon theme song. No, it was Dragon Ball Z.
Oh.
Yeah.
Still awesome.
Yeah, it was still awesome.
Is it difficult to combine your fatherhood with the band since you're touring all over the world?
Oh, dude, yeah. It's hard every day, all the time. Sometimes I try not to think about it. Then at the end of the day, like, I'm sad that I'm not thinking about it because it's my kid and I want to be home. But at the same time, this is who I am. This is what I do. And I love her to death. And when I'm home, I'm home. And when I'm here doing my thing. But not a second goes by that I'm not, thinking about her and wanting to be there with her. It's just, this is the path I chose. This is my life,
But it must be really amazing if you're going off tour, you're going home, you finally see her.
Yeah, it's awesome to see her. And I mean, I've been able to bring her on tour a few times. And so when she gets a little bit older, I'll probably bring her out on tour a lot more because she'll be able to, just hang around and hang out with me and come out on the road. But it's cool. She's got a little scrapbook at home, and it's us riding bikes next to the Berlin Wall, and us walking around here in Amsterdam, not the red light district. I didn't take her over there, but it's cool. She'll get older and she'll be like, dang, look at this scrapbook. I can't believe I went all these places.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
That's really cool. You will tour with Papa Roach later this year.
Mm-hmm.
How did they find out about Escape the Fate?
I think maybe they heard about us because we were both on Interscope Records together. And then when Interscope decided that, I don't know, rock was dead, dropped all their bands and fired their rock department, while we were still on the label, mind you, let me go back for a second, we did a tour with them as well. So they already know us from that. Now we're both on the same label again, and now we're doing this tour, so I guess that's how they found out about us. I found out about Papa Roach when I was a kid, and MTV was playing, This is my last resort.
Yeah.
So I already knew who Papa Roach was, obviously.
Yeah. Do you have any pre-show rituals?
Yeah, I try to jump around. I get really bad nerves for some reason still to this day, like stage fright. I have bad anxiety. So I'm like, whew. So I just try to shake myself out, have a few drinks, get pumped up, and that's pretty much my only, there's not something, if I don't do this, I'm not gonna have a good show. So, I guess that's my pre-show ritual. Our drummer Robert has the most bizarre pre-show rituals of everyone.
Okay, tell us more about it.
He'll be on his practice pad, right? You're like, okay, cool. He's practicing his drumming, and we make fun of him all the time. We're like, you're the worst drummer ever. You suck, Robert. Because it's like, oh, you practicing the songs? He's like, no. You'll walk in, he's playing the drums to the Mexican national anthem, or he's playing his practice pad. He's playing along to the theme song of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And you walk in, he's like, well, this is a story. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? You're not even practicing. Or lately he's been doing Tonto. You know that song?
No, I know.
Tonto, jump on it, jump. You know that dance?
Is it from Gangnam Style or something like that?
It's something like that. It's like a stupid dance thing. But he's been doing that. I'm like, you're not even playing your drum right now. He's like, I'm just getting pumped for the show, man. I'm like, all right, whatever you say, Robert.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I love the guy though. Such an idiot.
What is the most remarkable thing on your rider?
On my rider? I don't know. We don't have any like crazy requests on our rider ever. I know for a while there we started requesting weird stuff just to be funny. Like at some backwoods place we never played before. It's like, hey man, put cocaine and hookers on the rider. See what he says. And sometimes there's some weird guy that always come up. He's like, so do you guys need me to get you some of that stuff? It's like, who are you? Like, oh, the promoter told me to come over. It's like, no man, we don't need that. Like, we don't need like hookers at our show. It's just a joke, man. One time we asked, we were like, we need a pound of weed. 1 pound. No more, no less. It's like, I don't think I could get that.